ENZC, welcome to the House of Pain, my friends. We have seen our little circus break and it went down, just farted itself right out of there. And I want to talk about what I've learned from this experience, what I hope maybe you've learned from this experience, and some ways that I'm planning on moving forward. The first thing I want to talk about is the elephant in the room. I will give some shout outs to some people who told me very clearly I was a real horse's ass for not seeing this. It's the truth is, it's not that I didn't see it, it's that I didn't want to. This is a descending triangle. Okay, if you learn anything from what we have been experiencing for the last 3 months, it is that descending triangles are bearish patterns. Plain and simple. What you have is you've got our support, and then you have a descending hypotenuse, right? And that right there is bearish. And I tried every way possible to deny this. And why did I do it? Because of another key lesson. I'm married to this stock. I'm married to ENZC. I love this thing. I believe in what it can do. And because of that, it made me biased, which made me something, I don't know, some word there. Throw in whatever word you want. Unwise, maybe unquestioning. I was living in a bubble, maybe, whatever you want to call it. But that's what it was. And so this right here, if you learn anything, it's that a descending triangle is bearish. We don't want in it. And sure enough, we had a breakout from the descending triangle. And look at that, done on significant volume. Right? Now, I'm going to talk about something else here, right? Around this time, the other day, right? A dear friend of mine was saying, oh man, I bought in just right below 14. Bought in right below 14. What a great steal. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Man, fuck buy the dip. Y'all need to understand what a dip is and what a trend is. The thing is that this idea of buying the dip makes a lot of sense if you're in an upward pattern, right? Like here, this is the daily time frequency. We're in an upward trend, right? In fact, I'll drop it in for you. I'll just make it super clear what that upward trend is. We're going to drop in a 10-day moving average. Great there. I've got it right there. Great way to see a trend. Look at that. Price is above that, right? Now, if this is the intraday, right? Let's see if it'll even let me do an intraday on this. Maybe we got to do 2 months. 2 months! Try it out. So yeah, there we go. Okay, and we will scoot a little bit further back in time, right? So this right here, that is a dip. This right here, that is a dip. Do you see that? Right? You see that, right? You're above the green moving average, simple moving average of 10, and it kind of halts right there, and then it catches up. That is the dip. That's when you load because price went down, right? Or these lower stems, but it's clearly in an upward trend. So when we talk about buying the dip, what we are not talking about is falling on a fucking knife. Okay? And if you don't know what that feels like this right here. If you thought this was a trend, not a trend. If you thought that was a dip in ENZC and you loaded up at 80 cents, 60 cents, 40 cents, you didn't buy the dip. You should have avoided the knife. Okay, because that was a downward trend where price was below that green line, right? And so that's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get in on a random day and say, yes, this is it. What a great entry on ENZC. I'm not going to do that. And you know why I know I'm not going to do that? Because I almost did it. I almost did it the other day. The other day, I looked at it and said, this is too good. It's on its way up. I'm going to buy it. And I stopped myself. And I said, Jay, don't get caught up in the emotions. Don't get caught up in the naivety, the optimism, the belief that it's just going to magically turn around, right? Don't do that. wait for confirmation. So let's talk about how I'm going to move forward, because you know I'm long on ENZC. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a couple of things. I'm looking at, we'll get this, these lines out of here, sorry. So what I'm looking for it to hit a support, a lower support. And I'll just throw one in that looks pretty realistic to me. There we go. We got some touchy. Drop that in. What this would mean is there are two ways I would do this. I would either look for price to hit this support and then come up. And just because it comes up a little bit doesn't mean I'm going to buy it then, because that could just be some horizontal trading, right? I'm waiting for it to come up and break the previous support. And that's when I know that I've got a new trend. Another way I could do it, let's pretend this is it, right? And we come up right here, right? I'm waiting for it to either break through that, or if you're looking for a trend, I'm looking for price to get above my 10-day simple moving average and to ride that wave, right? Now, I know, I still have my thesis. I know some of y'all have been wondering about this, but I still believe this is not a significant trend at this point. At this point, it is not. This is just a minor setback. And so what has happened? My slow stochastic went into oversold, curved up. Notice it is flattening out a little bit instead of moving up beyond oversold. But when it does curve above oversold, it's my opinion that we will be in for another significant trend. And that is why I'm long on ENZC technically. There's a whole lot of other reasons when you talk about the stock, what they're doing, and all that awesomeness. But I'm just talking about technically, I'm looking for this, and I should have been aware that I was in a descending triangle, a bearish pattern, and I should have reduced some of my risk at these nice highs and sold off that. I've been talking about this, taking profits. I should have been taking more profits, knowing this pattern I was in, knowing I was in sideways trading, and knowing it was going to break out either bullishly or bearishly, but nobody knows until it knows. Anyway, y'all, I've been wanting to do this video. I've been super busy with work, and I'm sorry that I've been AWOL, but this is what I'm taking from this. This is the market tuition that I paid, that I'm learning, and I hope this is helpful for y'all. I'm looking at trend. I'm waiting for us to curve above my 10-day simple moving average, or I'm waiting for us to hit a support or an even lower support and break above a previous support. That's how I'm playing ENZC. Cheers, y'all.